Hi everyone, it's Heidi Smith here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom. You can also find me as Flutter by Heidi, and today I'm doing a Playing with Patterns project. So this is using the Playing with Patterns suite. This is the paper which I'm actually not going to use today. I'm going to concentrate on the patterns in the stamp set, but just to show you, you've got the papers, resin dots and the fabulous alphabet, as well as all the stamps in the stamp set. And I'm making this, so it's a variation on an origami fold box that I've done before, but this is a larger one, and it doesn't take up quite so much card, and also it is glued sort of shut, so you're just creating like a little triangular sort of pouch, just as a bit of fun. And you can see I've sort of decorated it by using the various patterns on the stamp set. So there we go. I've used the thank you here. Yes, so this is, I've modified the tailored tag punch here, you can see, and I've used the stamp set, which is here's a card. Great one for all sorts of occasions, because you've got sympathy, hello, congratulations, all sorts, and some great ones like, I'm here if you need me, which, we sometimes don't know what to say, so that's really good. Standard happy birthday, always useful. I love this. It's all messy. The hair, the house, the heart, life. Yeah, I think that probably sums up where we are at the moment. Anyway, a great stamp set, really fun to use, and so is the pattern play, because you can do whatever you want with that. So let's crack on with the project itself. You're going to need some Whisper White card. I'll work in centimetres today. I will pop inches on my blog, but obviously there are variations out there, I'm sure. To start off with then, if I remember, I will go through inches as I go along. So you want this 8.5 centimetres wide, or about 3.5 inches, and then you want to trim that down to 20.5 centimetres. 8 inches. Okay, and you're going to score on the short edge at 1 centimetre on both sides, so it's 1 and 7 or 7.5 both sides. Then so that's half an inch. Then score the long at 6.5, at 13, and at 19.5 centimetres. Okay, that would be at half, 3 and 5.5 inches. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to want to grab your snips. So if we just reinforce those creases, and at the short edge, where that's going to be our bit that tucks in, you're going to just cut diagonally across there, and then at the bottom you're going to come in at quite a sharp angle as well. And then we are going to, at the bottom, cut up here, and cut all the way over here. And I'm doing the trimming before I score my diagonals, because once I've done the trimming, it makes it much easier on those diagonals. So having cut those, I'm going to put this one, so those two corners, and just score across. And I've just gone a little bit deep on that. Okay, won't matter for this, but just be careful not to go too deep on your scoring. Several times lightly is much better than being a bit heavy-handed as I've been just there. So you are scoring, and if I show you, so here and here and all the way across. I'll pop a diagram if I get a chance onto my blog as well with this. I didn't think I needed that one. Let's just double check that one. Oh yeah, that's it. So reinforce those score lines. And once you've got that, you've got the idea of where you need your patterns to be. Now on the first one I didn't do a very good job of alternating my patterns. But, you know, you can just have a play around really. And I probably should have gone for some slightly stronger colours. So I am going to go for some Misty Moonlight. And I'm not worrying about using my Stampin' Pierce mat here because I'm because it's only very sort of quick stamping that I'm doing as I go around. But you could really sort of please yourself whichever pattern you decide you're going to do. And you can either vary the stamp set you use or change the colours that you use. But either way, you can just have a bit of fun with those. So I might pop a little bit of, let's have something pretty peacock maybe for these ones. So pop your post-it note. My desk always has pretty much post-it notes on them. You might want a second one as well. So you just sort of alternate really what you want to do. Again, you can come in and do more dots if you want to. You can leave it quite open stripes. Then just turn that again. As you can see, you can really sort of play around with these colours. Like so. And finally, let's do a few more of those stripy dots. I'll do them pretty peacock, didn't I? Just do my usual sort of tap, tap, tap to get those inked up nicely. So I'm going to close up my ink pads now. Get those out of the way. And pop those to one side as well. So once you've constructed it, you're going to want to punch some holes. So I tend to work out where we're going to be. So you'll see you'll have this side here where that's going to be our closure, and you want the holes in the top here. So just come in with, I'm used to using our Label Me Fancy punch to add a hole into the top. You can see that, just probably haven't made it very clear on this one here. So on the side where you've cut it both pieces away, you're going to punch a hole on the vertical score line, and then you're going to pop another hole just on the top here. So just make sure you don't push it all the way in, because you don't want to punch anything on the top. So just bring it back slightly and pop a little hole in. Obviously if you've got a narrow hole punch, that would work just as well. And then all I'm going to do now is add some glue to these two pieces here. Now, depending on your preference, you might prefer wet glue. I'm going to just, for speed, add a bit of Stamp and Seal to both of these. So, and if ever your Stamp and Seal goes over the edge, just with your finger, just pull that back together and over the edge that where you want it to be glued. And you just line up that side. Do exactly the same with the other one, as you can see. And they're all, we can then come in, and I have just added a length of ribbon onto a darning needle. You'd pop your little gift in, and if you actually threaded it, that would be good. So with this one, I actually am going in through the front, around the outside, so you can tuck those two flaps in. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. From the inside out, from the outside in, and then back through the front. And once it's threaded, as long as you keep those two flaps tucked out of the way, you can then tuck that in. And it's actually, because I've used a small hole, it's very easy just to tie a bow, and that will keep it closed enough for you. So there's our little box already. And then, depending on where you want, you can pop your sentiment on the sides there. So I use the tailored tag, but you could also use one of our circle punches as well. And I've just used the little thanks from the Here's a Card set. So if I grab my Misty Moonlight, or maybe perhaps Night of Navy, actually. Yeah, let's grab some Night of Navy. And that, I think, will probably just fit in our punch. And I've done it, so just come in with your punch just towards the top there. Then punch another piece from your cardstock. So because I've used the Pretty Peacock, I thought I'd come in with that for a change. And then the rest of it is just a little bit of trimming. So, clear the decks. I'm just going to take the side off, like so, and I'm just going to cut. That can then go on, and then we can just trim to make the Pretty Peacock layout match. So you could, if you wanted, just put a strip through there, but you'll see I've just created that, so I'm just cutting straight across that bottom bit. So all I need to do now is add that onto the bottom of my little pouch with a dimensional or two. Oops, there goes the tripod. So grab a couple of dimensionals. And obviously what you could add that wherever you wanted to, but I just thought that you could easily make that a place setting, and there you have a pretty and fun little treat box. Not using my origami version this time, but a slightly bigger one, so that you can get even more little thank you treats inside. So thank you for watching. Come back and see me again soon. If you'd like to purchase any of the Playing With patterns, pop along to my Stampin' Up shop at flutterbyheidi.co.uk or heidismith.stampinup.net, and you'll find all the products in my Stampin' Up shop there. Thanks for watching. Bye now.